How do you do, Dan?
Hey.
It's another day in the life of the wrap-up. Yeah, that's right. We're wrapping everything, all sports, except Detroit Tigers baseball, because I made a pledge to you, the viewer, and to you, the compadre. And I said there will be no more Tigers talk on this show because they rehired Brad Ausmus, and folks, that's it. So let's talk about the Lions. They won again. That's 3 straight wins for the Detroit Football Lions. Matthew Stafford given the ball with 1 minute and 5 seconds left, down after Kirk Cousins, former Sparty, former little brother himself, comes through, rushes the ball into the end zone. All of the bandwagon fans go wild with their Kirk Cousins jerseys, and Matthew Stafford does what he does best and leads the team forward down the field to victory, and they win, folks. My goodness, this is craziness. Dan, they're 4-3, and they're sitting pretty in the NFC North now, eh?
Yeah, they're sitting pretty. So, it's just time for the tables to turn. We've been blessed with a couple of good weeks of football, and Matthew Stafford, with a heroic gesture, took it down the field and got them the W. What do you expect for next week's game?
Of course, I expect a loss, Dan. They're an abysmal road football team, and what's going to happen is they're going to go into Houston. They're going to play an awful Texans team who's probably going to get bludgeoned by the Broncos on Monday Night Football. They're going to go in there, and Brock Osweiler's going to look like Johnny Unitas. Then the following week, they're going to come against the division-leading Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota and their new field, and they're going to lose. And then they'll be 4-5, and who knows what's going to happen after that. I believe they have a bye week after that. And who knows what could happen. I've updated my prediction after saying they were going to go 1-15. I was called a coward. I was called many things for hating a bad team. Folks, you know what? I said I wasn't going to rant this episode. All right? But I've got news for all you Lions fans. I was talking to a gentleman this morning before I rolled in for my glorious shift here. Sit next to you, sports blogger Dan Myers. And this man told me, Lions. And I said, uh-huh. Yeah. What about them? They're going to go to Houston and win. Going to go to Minnesota and win. Come off the bye week and win. And I said, oh, okay, sir. Whatever you're on, you better go see your physician because you're not right. This is the Lions fans. This is what they do. This is still SOL, same old Lions. Okay? Sure, they've won a few games. You beat Philly, one of the most overrated teams in all of football. You beat LA Rams, who are the Rams. You beat the Washington Redskins, who don't really have a professional player on their roster. All at home. Who cares? A win's a win in the NFL. Yeah, the no fun league. And this is what the Lions fans do every week after a win. Stafford, bow down to this man. No, okay, yeah, you can. And when they lose next week and you want to burn Ford Field down and take everyone inside as a hostage and, sorry, innocent bystander, my bad. Okay, that's the Lions fans. That's what they do. And I don't blame you for being stupid because you are, and you can't help it because you love football. I'm sorry that you root for the Lions. I'm sorry that you may have an extra chromosome. Have you ever seen those fans there? You get grown men wearing hard hats and nothing but overalls with, wheat sticking out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Lions, baby. Oh, okay, great. Enjoy your $9 Bud Light, a.k.a. water, and pretend to get a buzz and then fight people in the bathroom because this is football. Okay? That's Lions fans.
Yeah.
Lions fans are the ones who say, our team's good, we're the best. And then when they lose, they say, I've never been a Go Packers. Dan, any remarks?
You are hitting it right on the head. I can't compete with that right now. Yes, they do have some very dubious fans out there. And
they smoke a lot of dubious.
Yeah, that too. So, it's pretty entertaining going there, especially during a heartbreaking loss or what happened. Was it Thursday Night Football last year against the Packers?
Oh, when they defended against that pass it back and forth kind of thing?
That was one time that I really wish I was down there, a man in the street interview for all the Lions fans that were walking out of that stadium. you would have gotten some incredible audio bites. And yeah, you'd think they'd be used to disappointment by now.
No, they're not. They still think this is a Super Bowl franchise.
Yeah, if the Cubs can go as long as they did with a losing streak like that, nothing can surprise you.
Here's the problem. I've seen people, the Cavaliers won the NBA title. The Cubs are in the World Series. We're next, bro. We're next. No, we're not. In Stafford, we trust. He's our leader. Okay, that's great. And when they lose by 30 to Houston, holler at your boy, all right? We can talk all day. We'll pull up a chair for you here on the wrap-up, and you can tell me how great this team is. I'd be honored to talk to you. That's right. I'm calling you out, Lions fans, you people. Smart, educated, not redneck people. I'm calling you out.
Oh, there it is. We got a challenge.
We've got a challenge, people. That's right. Okay. They won 20-17. They've won their last 3 games by a total of 8 points. This team is dominating. They know how to win the close game. No, they know how to blow the game and then get lucky enough to drive down the field against a very bad defense 3 straight weeks and somehow win games. This is not a good team. This is all a facade. A facade. It's a false front. Okay, so when they play real football teams, talk to me. And Houston's not a real football team. And they'll lose. And they'll lose to Minnesota. And they'll lose to Jacksonville, who's terrible. Who else did they play? Oh, Minnesota on Thanksgiving. There will be no Thanksgiving on that football field. John Madden's turkey leg will be awarded to anyone that's on the purple. Who do you think's going to get it? Blair Walsh? Sam Bradford? Maybe an injured Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe.
Yeah.
Watch the Lions win like 3-2.
Or tie.
How about that Sunday night football game, eh?
Oh, gosh.
6-6. Man.
There's only...
How bad? I mean, they can't even make a 25-yard field goal to win the game. Man, the NFL is a joke. Lions, they'll go 8-8. That's my new prediction. You got one?
I kept it at 8-8 early on, and I'm sticking to it.
I changed. I said 3-13 after their loss to Tennessee. After their loss at Chicago, I said 1-15. Now they've beat some bad teams. I say they might win 8 games. But that's all the time we have on this edition of Who the F Cares. Let's move on to the NCAA football, where a team that knows how to win, the victors, the champions of the West, the Michigan football Wolverines, led by khaki man Jim Harbaugh. They win it 41-8 over the Illinois Fighting Illini at the Big House. What a day. This team has moved up to number 2 after the loss of the Ohio State Buckeyes in Happy Valley. Joe knew, baby. Joe knew, and he knew they were going to win this game.
Yeah, that was huge. What an upset. I personally myself was busy watching the Cubs game, watching history there, but seeing that ticker go across the bottom line and see that they were upset blew me away. I'm sort of upset that I didn't get to see that, but that's incredible. And what a day to be.
It was a blocked field goal taken back to the hizzy as well. Michigan State game as well. What a game, eh? No, they lost again. They are awful. They are 2-5. Remember when the song "Who's Got It Better Than Us" came out? Jim Harbaugh and yelling, "Who's got it better than us?" Nobody. And then the memes came out with whatever, who cares what his name is, Mark D'Antonio over in East Lansing. He goes, actually, we do, Jim. Oh, how's that going now? Do you still have it better than us? We Walmart Wolverines are asking America. Do you, Mark? Do you?
Not looking too good.
You hear that? Maryland just scored another touchdown.
Nice.
MSU has lost 5 straight games. This team is bad.
Yeah.
Michigan travels to East Lansing this week to play for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. They've won once in the last 6 years. They really are looking for a win. They're needing a win. And they really should get a win, currently favored by 3 touchdowns, 21 points. Shall we start our picks, or shall we talk about this game?
Yeah, let's talk about the game. This is all Michigan State's got to look forward to. This can make or break their season.
Well, their season's gone. It's lost.
Well, in their, as far as...
If they win out, they'll make a bowl, but...
Right. Obviously their season's gone, but, anytime that, regardless of where they go, you beat U of M and you're a Sparty fan, that made your season. It's not a complete fail.
I've got something to say to all Spartans, losers out there. Got words for you right now. Remember, think back to the Brady Hoke era, a very stark day over in Ann Arbor. And Michigan fans, Spartan fans are all like, look, we're better than you. We're not little brother anymore. Oh, okay. And Michigan fans responded with, well, how about the last 100 years? And what did the Spartan fans say, Dan? We don't live in the past. We live in the present. Okay. And now, when you log into Facebook and you see all of these Spartan fans posting that video from last year of the blocked punt, and they said, this is going to happen. Oh, we may be bad this year, but remember last year? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember. But I also remember you telling me not to live in the past. But now all of a sudden, when you're the people living in the past, it's okay. It's fine to live in the past because you said it's okay. This reminds me a lot like politics. One party says it's fine, but then when the other party does it, it's not right. This is the same thing. The green and white say it's fine when they do it, but when the maize and blue do it, oh baby. Big Brother's at it again.
Yeah.
I've got something.
What do you got?
Is Western Michigan also State's Big Brother now?
Yeah, could be.
Eastern might even be like the adopted special brother. Because they're not quite there. They're the better team in green and white.
Yeah.
If they fought to the death, rest in peace, Sparty. The Hurons, I'm sorry. The Eagles.
Eagles now, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Squanto and the boys were upset about that one, so they had to change their name. So, little brother, if you're listening, next week after the game, we'll pull up a chair, we'll chat. You'll tell me how Spartans are still a better program, and how D'Antonio's still a better coach, and how whoever's starting at quarterback still a better quarterback. Notice I didn't say because you don't have a quarterback. Wilton Spade, oh, well, you guys have Wilton Spade. Oh, okay, he's 7-0. He may be gumpy, but he can win games. Well, the defense won the games. Oh, that's funny. They had 450 yards of offense to 72. You're right. The offense is terrible. You're right. They've only scored like 40 points in every game but one this year. Yeah, they're bad. You know what, Sparta? You guys are better. You'll probably win. Yeah, you'll probably win this game. Let's get to the picks. Michigan State. Number 2, Michigan rolls into East Lansing to play the ranked 114. No, I just made that up. I probably gave them too much credit. This isn't even a top 100 matchup anymore. The team is so bad. Remember their defense was good? Well, they still have a great defense. My Baba said that the defense is good. Easy, Forrest. They're not. You give up 42 to Maryland and 54 to Northwestern, they'd probably lose to Rutgers. They play them this year.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that one. Can't wait. You know what? I might go there and wear my scarlet and whatever and root for whoever they are.
What are they?
They remind me of the Rugrats. They're the Scarlet Knights. They remind me of the Rugrats. Tommy Pickles at quarterback, Chucky Finster kicking the game-winning field goal, and Michigan winning, favored by 21. They'll cover the spread. I got Michigan in this game, Dan.
Yeah, I got Michigan too. Just stay focused, don't get cocky, and you guys, it should be an easy W.
They should roll. Tide, Maize, Blue, Hale, and Arbaugh. By the way, we need to announce you had a great week last week. You went 4-1 in the picks. I went 1-4. You're making up ground. You're up to 21 and 19. You're on the right side of the 500. And I'm 24-16, just down 3 games. This could be the week. We agree on the first pick, Michigan by 3 touchdowns. Next game, undefeated, number 10, West Virginia, favored by 3.5 at Oklahoma State. Who do you have?
I want to go with Oklahoma State.
All right, I'm going to take West Virginia to stay unbeaten. Let's move on. Number 4, undefeated Washington Huskies, traveling to Utah. Number 17, their special teams is unheard of. This could be a very tricky game, but Washington favored by 10 on the road. Who do you got?
I want to go to Utah.
I'm
taking Washington.
to cover.
All right.
So there we go. 2 different picks here. 2 more games on the docket. A big Big Ten matchup. Number 7 and undefeated Nebraska takes on the only losses, Wisconsin, were to Michigan and Ohio State. They're ranked number 11. Nebraska number 7. It's in Camp Randall. That's Wisconsin. Wisconsin favored by 8. This is going to be a very good game. Nebraska, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a good 2-loss team. So that's why they're still ranked number 11. Who do you got?
I got Wisconsin. Got real strong with them.
I do too. I got to take this team. That's why I'm giving them the underline right here. Nebraska has not played anyone. And Wisconsin was within 1 score against Michigan and Ohio State. This is a better team than people are giving them credit. I say they roll easy and cover the spread with ease against the Huskers. Final game, this could be a good one. Number 3 and undefeated Clemson Tigers travel to Florida State to play the Seminoles, number 12. They've lost 2 games now. Clemson on the road favored by 4. Who do you got?
I got to go with Clemson. FSU's struggling, and they don't have me sold yet, so definitely got to go with Clemson.
Yeah, definitely taking Clemson as well. But I think this game's going to be close, maybe a 7-point game. But I'm taking Clemson as well. Those are our picks, not yours. We'll be back after a word from our friends.
What's up, man?
Oh, I need a haircut.
I just got mine done today.
Where'd you go?
Went to Rocco's. It's Chesterfield, about a mile east of 94 on 23.
Oh, how much do they charge?
It's $12. You can walk right in anytime. They're just closed on Sundays, I think.
Oh, $12? It might be worth the drive up there.
It really is. We'll go next time.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
If ever there's a reason to be swept up in the season of the falling leaves, and if the days grew shorter and the darkness drew its order from the autumn gray, I'd rather sit this out and slip the day away instead. But weary eyes a bit too slow indeed. Rather sit this out and sleep the day away instead, to worry about the emptiness that comes.
Welcome back. That's right, Dan. Back. Me. Back. Injured. Back. Red Wings. Back.
Yeah.
They've rolled since our last airing of the wrap-up. They were 0-2 at the time. Now they have won 4 straight. They are 4-2, and doing it with ease. They've really looked impressive in getting good play across the board, and their big stars really haven't stepped up yet, and they're getting production from guys like Mike Green. He was the NHL's 3rd star of the week, hat trick on opening night, and tied for the lead in points on the team with 7, along with Thomas Vanek and Gus Nyquist. What have you seen from this team, and why have they been so impressive?
Yeah, this has been incredible. I mean, first of all, the goaltending, say what you want, I've been impressed with even Jimmy Howard. He's been strong in net. Peter Mrazek also just has been holding it down. And then like the smaller guys like Thomas, well, I shouldn't say Thomas Vanek's a smaller guy, but these guys like Darren Helm and stuff like that are putting up 4 goals. That's huge. And it's these small players that are keeping it intact. I mean, I wish Andreas Anthony would score more goals. He's the one I picked for the team leader for goals this season, and he's on his way. But they're all looking good and finessed and comfortable, and that's huge. Steve Ott making his presence known on the ice, Drew Miller making his presence known on the ice, and Dylan Larkin showing in the last game, that he's not going to take it, and he even dropped the gloves to go, and that's huge. I think there's a real tight camaraderie on this team.
I really think something's going on in this locker room where I think that they are a very close team. They have each other's back. They already have 5 fighting majors this year, and they only had 8 in all of last year. They lead the league in fights. Dylan Larkin dropping the mitts with Yannick Weber. Erickson has 2 fights. Smith has a fight. These guys are dropping the mitts. Abby dropped him as well. Abby's been hurt, bothered with a lower body injury, been day-to-day, didn't skate on Monday. Cronwall's still not skating. So that means Athanasiou and Steve Ott both get a chance to play. And Ryan Sproul, since his arrival and in his emergence, almost had a goal in his first game. It ended up getting tipped in by Abdelkader. But he has 2 assists in 2 games. And right-handed shot, physical guy. Definitely an offensive surge. Him and Mike Green back on that point. And don't look now, the defense has played really well this season. And even Jonathan Erickson, who loved to hate him, Brendan Smith loved to hate him, Erickson's really stepped it up and used his size like we said he hadn't done. He's been one of the better guys on D. I really think Mike Green has taken the top spot on this D, and I'd put a guy like a Ryan Sproul and maybe even a Jonathan Erickson up there as well. I definitely think 2 guys that need to hop on board and work on their defense is Danny DeKeyser and Alexei Marchenko. They've been the 2 weak links, and who would have thunk we'd ever say that?
Yeah.
Danny DeKeyser is supposed to be the number 1 guy on this D, and Alexei Marchenko skated for his country in the World Cup for Soviet Russia, and he's really looked kind of clueless out there. Xavier Ouellette really hasn't shown me too much. That's why he's been a healthy scratch and really opened the door for Ryan Sproul. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when Nick Cronwall is able to come back.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really looking forward to it. I think they're playing great now, and he really hasn't done much for me in the past couple of seasons. With that being said, if he can contribute a physical presence, and to quote Chris Draper from the 97 Cup video, just show everyone we're not going to be pushed around, that would be huge. But to me, obviously he's a marked man as far as the league's concerned. Anytime there's a questionable hit, chances are he's going to get fined, and well, that goes with his history. But unfortunately, I'm not sold on him. He's not really doing too much for me. I'd keep him out. I don't know. It's probably great motivation in the locker room, what have you. But yeah, this team has just got. It's something about this team that we haven't seen in seasons.
Let's talk about Grand Rapids and Anthony Mantha, who is leading the AHL in scoring by a landslide, had a hat trick on opening night there, and scored in every game this season. Now there's rumors saying he's going to be traded to Anaheim for Cam Fowler, a top-pair defenseman who the Red Wings do still need to make that. There needs to be depth there, and he's a front-of-the-mill kind of guy, top dog, and he's from the Michigan area. Is this a dumb move for the Red Wings if they decide to go in this direction?
We've passed on so much for Anthony Mantha. I mean, he was really in high demand, and we've just held out for so long. I think it'd be a terrific trade. You got to roll the dice every once in a while, and I think this is a key example of rolling the dice and seeing what you can get with him. We've just held out on him for so long, but if he's going to waste away in Grand Rapids, we need somebody up on the D, especially a big guy like him.
Yeah, definitely. I think if there's no foreseeable future with Mantha, which I'm sure due to injury he will get called up this season, but there's still, we need a guy who can affect this lineup in a positive way right away.
Right.
There's still some time left on his contract. He's still in his 20s. This guy is still a good guy to have. And if you're thinking, well, why is he going to get traded from Anaheim? What's the problem with him? There's no problem with Cam Fowler. It's the Anaheim Ducks have 9 NHL defensemen on their roster, and you can only play 6, maybe 7 on a given night, so they need to make moves. They can't be standing still.
No.
That's for sure. And the Red Wings have an abscess when it comes to forward. They are just there at your exposure. They have too many. That's why you're seeing guys like Steve Ott, a guy who can affect a game in a positive way. Andreas Athanasiou, who has proven last year that he is a very explosive player, had a great goal on Saturday night against San Jose.
Laser shot.
He didn't even look, though. So there could have been some luck involved there. But he's a very energetic player, and he's fast. And this Red Wings team has been known now this season across the league as, wow, this is a fast team. Talking to someone Friday from Nashville at the game said, what happened to this team? They are fast. They are all over the place. They are physical. And that's right, and they are here to stay. Blashill calling his team the Blues Brothers, and he said Larkin's now trying to apply for that position as a Blues Brother. Or, I'm sorry, a Bruise Brother. I messed that up. Sorry, Blash. But
leave him black and blue after a fight.
Black, blue, bruise. You're going to pay a price if you mess with someone on this team, and I love to see it. It gets the crowd involved. It gets me pumped. It gets any hockey fan really excited. If you don't think fighting should be in the game, you're not a hockey fan. Well, the players need to be safe. I don't care about their safety. This is entertainment. No, that was very ignorant of me to say. But no, it needs to be in the game. It's been in the game this long.
It's
all
hurting
of a
the
sudden
game if
it's
you don't have it.
2016 and you want to take violence out of sports. Okay, that's almost like gluten.
Right. Yeah. You've heard the old time hockey players say it's hurting the game and it's really hurting star players. If you take fighting out of the game, there's no penalty as far as cheap shotting. You can cheap shot away and nothing will be taken care of. Especially when you have young stars like Athanasiou, Dylan Larkin.
You need someone to enforce.
You
them.
need an enforcement, and you need them to pay for picking on your star players. And you're not going to see it as much as you used to, but it needs to stay in the game. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They've been talking for years now about getting rid of it, and they're not going to get rid of it. If they get rid of it, Gary Bettman's already a hated man.
Watch out.
Whoa.
I've just read a few rumors on forums. That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Goaltending, Jimmy Howard, backup, only allowed 1 goal in 2 games. Looked good. Peter Mrazek looks above average as well. If you say any 2 goalies on one team in the NHL, do the Red Wings have the best duo right now?
As of now, yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I wouldn't put anyone close, really. You can put either one of these guys out there any given night and not have to worry about, well, we might lose because we have our backup goalie in. The backup goalie has, just put the team on his back. The New York Rangers game, the Red Wings had no business winning that game. Jimmy Howard stopped, yep, that's right, 6 breakaways due to defensive lapse, was peppered. The Red Wings got it done, get the win there. And you need goalies to steal you some games when you're coming down to March and April, and you need every point you can get. Think back to the beginning of the season when you won games you weren't supposed to win. Red Wings got 2 very important points on Wednesday against a very good Eastern Conference team in the New York Rangers, who have been rolling ever since that game.
Yeah.
Look out for this Red Wings team.
Yeah.
I told you they're a better team than last year.
Yeah, and with that being said, I'm going to go back to the Rangers game real quick. That early goal, I think, was the first shot on net against the Rangers team. I think that's a sign of Jimmy Howard finding his confidence. Last year, Jimmy Howard, and maybe a couple of years ago, that would have lost his confidence, and he wouldn't have had the strong game that he did that game and held them to be able to win against New York. And that was a big, big turning point, I feel. And hopefully there's more of that to come. But Jimmy's looked terrific, and that said a lot to me when he let in that early goal. Could have easily let that stick in the back of his head and worry about it, but no, he looked terrific, and good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him. Good for the Wings.
You. Good for
good
me.
for the NHL. Good for sports.
Good for the crew behind the cameras, our directors, our producers, and our great friends here on the set at the Wrap Up Studios. Just gave it that name, because why not? Dan Myers is here. I'm here. We're leaving. You should too. Or stay tuned for Cooking with Kathy. What's she going to cook up, Dan?
Oh, hopefully something that I
I
can
don't
smell
know,
in the other
something
room.
from like 2003. See you guys later.